Greetings, Jedi traders. David here of TradingFibs.com to bring you the daily trend for week 3, day 5. It is Friday, January 20th, Inauguration Day 2017. As always, please seek financial advisement when trading with your money, as these videos are for educational purposes only. To support your knowledge in the market, see what's going through my head on any given day. Always make sure you have a solid trading plan and always manage your stop when placing a trade. All right, guys, end of the week. Week 3, nothing easy about 2017 already. Little small pockets of microtrend, nothing really running away on the indices today as we end off a very lame duck week in my humble opinion. But 2017 got a lot of weeks left to it. So let's jump right into the charts as we do each day. Pre-market trend this morning. 15 minutes to, we were looking to NQ and ES. NQ upside looking 50.78 with possible stop along the way at 68. And if we were to make it down to 5,000 as we do each day, by the nines most lately, 58, we had a 48 actually in there, 39, 29, and so on. We'll take a look at the charts, how we did there. And we opened up this morning just around 50.66. ES, we're looking upside to 22.73, first resistance all the way up to 22.81, 22.50, big picture downside with 22.58 at support. We post that every day prior to the market open, depending on where we go. That's right, Inauguration Day. It was the highlight of the day, pretty much options expiry, inauguration, and not much there on the charts today as the indices pretty much lifted, dropped, and chopped with some deeper pullbacks. There it was. Let's take a look at the M6E. M6E, a great way to start out to get out of that sim platform, looking for possible trends. So pretty much for the most part, majority of the session was to the sideways. Had a nice morning session downside. NQ, again, you can see one micro pocket of trend from the highs. We'll go over that chart a little bit. ES, deeper pullbacks today. Nothing easy on the ES, and why I might as well just set out the session at past midpoint. All right, so that's the story. You guys, we've been doing this every day. Daily trend has been showing us that the YM is just consolidated, almost getting frustrating to the point of what the heck is this market doing? It just get some kahunas in there. I mean, move it up, move it down, but this sideways action, it's like we're back in summer break. All right, if we're in break time, the breakaway means if we have consolidation, breakaway is going to come. So you got to be ready for it. Either direction. My bias is be ready in either direction. That's it. Leave the bias at the door, as I say each day. All right, so YM sideways, no open gap set, no open gaps on the ES. We did have an open gap set today on the crude. Downside here, 52.67 as we're now in the March contract on crude crossover. And NQ as we sit upside, no major open gap. Again, doji candle on the ES today, pretty much across the board. So no real traction both either upside or downside. AD lines told it all almost today. NISS NYSE AD lines were up this morning as price action got a lift and pretty much pulled back. The key significant chart in this grouping here is right here on the NISS NQ as price action hit that outlier 90, commenting this morning that looks like it could be it. Now, you're no guarantee because price action on the AD could come back and then push higher and price action lifts. But that was it. That was the entry. That was the setup on the range chart at the highs, which was that target or that level that we were looking at, 50.78. If you shorted there and wrote it down and managed to trade to the downside, if it was smooth, great. Today, not exactly a smooth day. So we'll take a look at the chart and how that played out. So as we open up the morning session here today, take a look at the NQ on the 60-minute and the 15-minute chart here. We can see bigger picture has bounced off up here. This was the overnight session, lifted up to 50.78. I'm sorry, that's right prior. We were stalled here at around 50.68. I told you around 50.66 was price action at the open. Price action lifted to that 50.78. Nice move there, huh? Came all the way back down, found that support at 50.48. So where were those levels all across the board? 15-minute, there it was, all the way up to resistance. We saw the same picture. And just consolidation towards the afternoon session. Frustrating, isn't it? All right, taking a look at the YM. YM price action again got that push up here to 19766, 766, and back down to top of range here. Again, similar picture here. Price action all the way up. Came all the way almost down to support on the 15-minute chart. So nice price action and really consolidate around the major support resistance. All right, taking a look at the daily ES and 4-hour. Whoops, hang on. We go over on the weekends. All right, ES 60-minute and 50-minute chart. Price action prior to the open in the range here. Price action not really being able to get up to that level. We were looking at 2273, pulled back and pretty much consolidated around the mid section here around major support resistance, 2265. Pretty much finishing out the day at today's open. The YM finishing out at the daily gap and the NQ finishing out at the midnight open. All right. Let's take a look at some of those charts on the NQs. We could see that, as we saw prior, that we're looking at that 50.78 upside. That's right. Now, the charts, the MML charts, they change here routinely on the day. So that's why what? That's right. We like looking at the bigger picture. The bigger picture here on a 100-tick chart. We had 50.78 upside. We could see right here on the 60-minute chart. 50.78 right here on the 100-tick chart. And we also, let's go back for a moment as we do each day, look prior to day session. And we had it there on the 60-minute chart and the 15-minute chart. And these are more stable. They don't change as much over the time frame of the day. So whether you're looking on a lower time frame, that's okay. Those lines are going to move. But for the most part, the higher time frame charts, starting with 15-minute, working your way up from there, hold steady. Very nice move from the highs, 50.78. Let's go back to the range chart. There it was, 50.78 to the upside, and price action was up here, the MML charts, and there it was all the way down. Now, nothing smooth like we saw the 6J this week on the charts. As let me pull that up here for a moment. There it is, highest probability setup. That was the 6J there midweek. Nice move. We would have loved to see a move like that today with the highest probability setup of all charts in sync, but that's not what we got. We had deeper pullbacks, which did not make it easy. Now, I could make the case, take the short from the tops, and just let it ride. Just let it ride, even through the chop. That was up to you at that point if you wanted to sit here through the midsection. So a couple of micro opportunities here, but hey, once price action just was not going anywhere, holding under the VWAP, 51.44 downside. Now, I had this chart up. I wanted to show you this here. So on the 10-tick chart, you saw that the levels shifted. There was the AM session move up to the upside, but here, all you got to do, eliminate some of that chop, is go to a higher time frame. You could see the price action held underneath the 51.44, and here would have been an opportune time to just exit the trade and say, I'm done with this. Never really getting down all the way to what we were looking for today, which was 50.39. All right, so there was our NQ for today. Nothing at the bottoms. All right, YM again, similar picture. Had a nice move, early trend upside, played in that resistance area 19,766 that we saw in the bigger time frames, and eventually price action was able to find a couple pockets of trend. You can see one after another, short setup, short setup, short setup. And only looking for the short setups at this point as price action underneath the 51.44. Eventually, towards the close here, with about less than 30 minutes ago, you got a nice pop up here above the 51.44 with all charts in sync. All right, ES, same picture here, is not really liking that. That's not really what I'm looking for. Eventually, you just give up. But if you don't and you're still looking for trend, there it is. Reject off the VWAP, downside, Globex high. Here we go. We got 50 underneath 144. We have price action and trend on the ES. There it is, mid-session, and bounce back up, retest, bounce, retest, bounce, retest. I mean, how many times do you want to get used to that? And then like the YM, there's the move up. There was the AM session move on the YM. Taking a look across the board, crude was really the interesting move, as crude session after yesterday's move, crude chopping it up and then bang to the upside, much cleaner than the other indices. There it was. I just showed you the charts on the indices, and then I go over to crude here and you see, whoa, that looks a lot better. Yep, that trended a lot better. That's a successful entry that would have kept you in to the upside. That's right. Spread that out there for a second, and there you go. Play it out. 50 underneath 144, and the 5 under 34. 5 across is 34. We got an upside trend. There's a long setup, break above VWAP, break above, and that's your support level on the MMLs. You got Heikin-Ashi bars and trend, and you got to move to the upside. Simply from your break even, move your stop over here to the swings high is low, and then continue the trend upside. Or you simply bail, look for the re-entry, all charts in sync, and back upside. All right, taking a look at the gold. Gold, strange. Look at that nice move in the afternoon, only to pull back. So crazy session on the gold as price action really didn't go anywhere. And that was just prior almost to your, what was it, the bond market close, I believe. Just prior. That was the lift there. And then bond market closed and crude just dumped downside. Take a look at the 6J. 6J again. Not much. Chop across the board. Overnight session, midday session. A little lift here at the end. Again, small pockets of trend. You're looking for as much in sync as possible. Looking for the price action break above the cloud or price action break below the cloud. Again, try to get those first contracts off. Once the first contracts are off, move your stop to break even. See if it runs. If it does, it does. It doesn't. What can you do? All right, guys, that concludes an insight into the daily trend of the indices and key futures markets that we look at each day. You want to make sure you check out my weekend edition for the Outlook to look at the charts as we move ahead. But I'll just take a quick glance at where we finished out today. Daily AQ again, there was at 50.78 on the bigger picture time frame. And take a look at the daily ES. There it was, still sitting inside this two levels of 81 to 2250. So this is where we have to go to the lower time frame, as well as on the range chart, 75 tick chart. We can see just waffling in between the 73 up here and now 57 downside. And then taking a look at the YM. Again, finding that support here at 688, 50 MA coming up. And then in between here, off the support and levels upside. So we'll go over the charts over the weekend to give you an insight as to where more technical opportunities might be both upside and downside. All right, I think that covers everything that I wanted to go through. One last thing here. Also in the weekend edition, I'll be going over the weekly charts and the daily charts and the 4-hour charts. So you want to make sure you check in and see where we are on the bigger picture as well. All right, guys, feel free to stop by at tradingfibs.com or any of my social media outlets if you want more information. My mantra, one simple strategy, any market, any chart, any time frame will keep you disciplined. You can find me every day on Twitter at tradingfibs. And as always, I leave the crystal ball to the experts. I only watch what's in front of me and on my charts. And as always, leave your bias at the door when trading. You want to make sure you check out, again, the pre-market trend each day. Check out the trading session recap with some of the highlights, the pictures. Also, on the weekends, let's scroll back here. I also do a weekly recap of the week, so you want to make sure you check that out if you don't. And then there's that technical momentum outlook for the week. That was week 3, and that's where I'll give my big picture analysis. I'll do an outlook video covering and the charts as well, where we are currently using the MML charts. Those are Murray math charts, and looking at where's the current trend on the HA bars and key moving averages that I like to watch. Hey guys, for those of you that are interested in joining us in our community of like-minded traders seeking those highest probability setups, feel free to email me, David at tradingfibs.com. You may join us on any Thursday or Friday to view the live chart setups as they happen during the trading day. Have yourselves a Blue Zone weekend wherever you may be. Good day, good night, and good trading to you.